Hey guys, how are you? I sent you your wheel and I sent you a little PDF that I was talking about grounding. So that's what we're going to be working on for the next couple of weeks is grounding ourselves. So finding a balance between this world and the spiritual realm. So as um, we grow in the mind and in the spirit, and we get closer and closer to God, to source. We grow, we find our gifts, we find our, unfortunately there's a part in it where you find your faults, so you're growing and you're growing and you're growing spiritually and emotionally and mindfully and prayerfully, hopefully. And sometimes I know it's happened to almost every student I've had. It's happened to myself. It still happens to myself. We get so caught up in the spiritual growth and the spiritual mindset and learning all the spiritual laws and how it all comes together and gaining an understanding of it and finding out different parts of yourself, which can be very painful at times. But it's, the higher your vibration, you find out, okay, I like it up here. There's not the same anger and bitterness and backstabbing and injustice as there is here in this realm. You know? So it's like I want to live up here. It's very normal. And then sometimes you can find yourself, and this is very normal too, find yourself in like the state of depression because of the injustices in the world, even if they have nothing to do with you personally. It's like you look at the world because now you're vibrating at a higher level, so you can see things more clearly, and it can bring on like a sense of depression. Um, and really, what that is, look at my baby. Huh? What, baby? Really, what that is, and we'll get into it as we talk, is there are spiritual forces, good and bad. The angel on each shoulder, the angel, the devil. It's. I mean, obviously it's a cartoon, but there is some truth to that. So we're constantly in this spiritual battle, and as we purposely and consciously work on growth, we become more aware of that battle. The battle gets more intense, plus we become more aware of it. So there's two things that can happen through this, and if you're facing that, don't think you're odd, like there's something wrong with you or you're odd. I mean, this is absolutely normal for this journey that we're taking, but it's still well worth it in the long run. You will see that your growth is well worth it. Hold on, baby girl. So, grounding. How do you ground? Well, there's a couple different exercises, and I will send you the audio on some exercises that we can do. And when we talk in person, I can tell you about a couple. Excuse me. But here's just a quick little exercise, and you may say, well, that's not that big of a deal, but it really is. Especially when you find yourself scattered a little bit, which happens. It happens. It happens in life anyway, but it tends to happen the higher you raise your vibration, the more you grow. So if you don't have an appointment book or a calendar book, you can make your own pages. You can download some pages from Google, look them up, and you can get calendar pages, or you can go buy something. This is my calendar book. And I just took a couple pictures that I'll put on this video to just show you what I'm talking about. And so I want you to take those, like take one page, and I'd like you to do this for at least one full day just to get the effects of the exercise, and then go on from there if you feel like you need more. But it will help you ground. So what you do is you take, and it could be a generic one too. It doesn't have to be an actual calendar. You can use a generic one and just put the times in. I like to use the kind of appointment book that like hairdressers use or whatever that's by every 15 minutes. And the reason I do that is because of the way I work. I prefer that. The one that I have now doesn't do that, and I truly prefer that. I just haven't been in the right places to get one. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But break it down into 15-minute increments or half-hour increments. I like 15 minutes. And even if you make one yourself, break it down. One day, 24 hours, right? And what I want you to do, after you do your wheel, or, you can do your wheel, whatever. The reason why I say it might be a good idea to do your wheel first is because it might give you more clarity on what you are truly focusing on. But this will too. So this is going to help you focus, okay? Because like I said, especially when you get into the stuff, you might find yourself just like, or, maybe lacking motivation. So take the calendar, and from the moment you plan on waking up, so say you do it today, plan on it for tomorrow, or you could start it today and go into like your 24 hours, like midday to midday, whatever. But like from the time you wake up, okay, so put that in, and I'm serious, like put in like wake up, right? And then what are you going to do when you wake up? You're going to have your coffee, you're going to, whatever, I don't know what your morning routine is. Get dressed, go to work. See, people that work outside of the home have work hours. This is really good for people who don't, but it works for people who do too. So put aside, if you work outside the home, say you work 8 hours, okay, cross out that 8 hours, okay? Except for maybe your lunch break, because maybe on your lunch break you have something to do. So you want to, whatever, if you already have that planned, cross that out. But go in 15-minute increments. Okay, what happens after that? What do you need to do? Especially stuff you need to do, but maybe you don't want to do. Just for example, clean my house or clean out that room in my house, whatever. And give yourself an increment of time, however, an hour, whatever. And then, so fill out your daily routine, and then to kind of kick yourself in the butt and to keep you focused and grounded. Use an egg timer or a cooking timer, your microwave, your phone, whatever. We all have your watch. We all have some way of using a timer. A timer that's going to go off, it's got an alarm on it, your alarm clock, whatever. And give yourself that much time. However much time you blocked off, whether it be time with my friends, time with my family, cooking time, eating time, cleaning this room time, paying the bills time, whatever it is. I mean, if it's work, well, when you go in and get out. But, and then set your timer. So, okay, I'm going to be doing billing, just for example. I'm giving myself 45 minutes, so I set the timer. And now I'm working against the clock, right? That helps to ground you, because now it becomes you're working against the clock. You want to get this done before the timer goes off. Now, while you're doing this, you want to do it right, obviously, especially with something as important as that. But don't be a perfectionist about it. You're getting it done, okay? And then you can go back later if you want and, spiff it up, tidy it up, whatever, But just give it a try, and let me see if let me know if that works for you. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.